All right, that was Sly and the Family Stone with If You Want Me to Stay. Every time I hear Sly and the Family Stone, I think of Angelo.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Angelo Petraglia is a record producer and songwriter in Nashville. He's from Boston originally. He did the early Kings of Leon records and pretty much is responsible for the Kings of Leon being a band, taught them how to play guitar and etc. Extremely talented guy. But he turned me on to Sly and the Family Stone. He made me a mixtape, like an actual cassette tape, because that's how that guy lives. And my mind was blown. And then, he travels a lot with us, and we wrote Long Hair Don't Care with him. We wrote Demolition Man, Hank and Jesus. Y'all check out his list of credits because he's a very talented, cool dude.
I thought you were going to say every time you think about Denton, Texas, you think of the Rock and Rodeo, which...
I try to forget that place.
If anybody out there that's listening has been to the Rock and Rodeo or saw us there, or Randy, because I know he's been there probably a dozen times, you know what we're talking about.
Touring in Texas is so funny because you go and you play your set, and before and after your set, it's like a dance-off with extremely pressed, starched jeans,
two-step,
and boots, and it's the wobble, and it's Steve Earle's Copperhead Road. I swear to God, there was a time where we would go to the van after playing in Texas and be like, if I hear Copperhead Road with a heavy sub drop one more time, I'm gonna lose my shit.
I know, poor Steve Earle.
That's a great song.
Yeah. Poor Steve Earle is like, how did this even happen?
Yeah, I bet he's really upset. Okay,
he's upset just in general.
yeah, he could be an ass, I've heard. So, I wrote with Hayes Carl at the house one day. Actually, Ray Wiley and I were talking about this too. And Hayes is such a cool guy. Do you know Hayes, Randy?
Oh yeah.
Yes. So he's a rad dude, and he comes over to the house, and it was so hard because I didn't know Hayes really, and so I let it go for a couple hours, and then we went out to smoke a cigarette or something on the porch, and I finally opened up the Steve Earle door. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to be like, hey man, I read this quote, I think it was in Rolling Stone, that Steve Earle said, yeah, my wife let me, went and married a better looking, less talented songwriter.
That's a pretty harsh quote.
Yeah, dude. And I said, well, Hayes, man, at least he said better looking. But, he's a really cool guy, and he took it, with a grain of salt. But
what song did you write?
Anyways, we wrote a song called, I think it was called Never Be Younger. It's good, man. He hasn't recorded it yet, but he probably won't. Anyways, moving on. So this is my favorite thing that I heard on the record, just because I thought it was a very cool way to do this. So a lot of people have taken a sample from a song and put it in. A good example, Sam Hunt's new record, they sampled a Webb Pierce thing, and I heard it immediately. I knew it was a Webb Pierce song, and I was like, how does Sam Hunt even know who the hell Webb Pierce is? And then I realized that Luke Laird was a writer on that song, and Luke Laird loves sampling old stuff like that. So I did a little research on it. So this is called Ode to Ben Dorcy, Lovey's song. This is a Waylon Jennings thing, and the way you guys did it, where he's in the front top and then y'all come in, and Shooter's on it too, right? I thought I heard him.
Yeah, Shooter's
I thought that was so rad. That's so smart to do that. So y'all check this out. This is Ode to Ben Dorcy by Randy Rogers and Wade Bowen.